we're really gathered tonight to shed light on a fact about federal funding that I think escapes most Americans. And that is this simple fact: that the largest abortion provider in America is the largest recipient of federal funding under Title X. You know, when I'm walking down the street in Anderson, Indiana, or Muncie, Indiana, people know about my work on this particular issue, the legislation I authored last summer during the appropriations process that received 189 votes to defund Planned Parenthood. One person after another will grab me by the elbow and say, "Mike, I didn't know. I didn't know that we gave a penny to the largest abortion provider in America, let alone the fact that the largest abortion provider in America, namely Planned Parenthood, is the largest recipient of federal funding under Title X." I mean, the truth is, there has been much debate since 1973 in the decision in Roe versus Wade about the sanctity of life and the fault lines of the law and life. But where there has been national consensus since the very early days of this debate, when a congressman from Illinois named Henry Hyde conceived of the Hyde Amendment, there has been a national consensus behind the notion that whatever your view of abortion, that it is simply morally wrong to take the taxpayer dollars of millions of Americans who believe abortion is morally wrong and use it to pay for or subsidize the performance of or the promotion of abortion. The Hyde Amendment gave birth to what has... Now, abortion rights advocates, and most especially Planned Parenthood, will be the first to step forward and say that they don't use Title X family planning money to perform. I'll allow for the fact that there is the separation, but I got to tell you, Madam Speaker, anybody knows that the money that Planned Parenthood receives for its non-abortion activities frees up resources to go into its abortion activities. And the American people also deserve to know that this nonprofit organization received over $336 million in government grants and contracts. I think in 2006, it had an excess of revenue over expenses of $56 million in 2005 and $112 million in 2006, which has given rise to the building spree that was reported on page 1 of the Wall Street Journal, where now Planned Parenthood is planning to go suburban with all new upscale abortion mills around the country. So I commend the gentleman from New Jersey for bringing this conversation to the floor. I authored a bill last year in the labor HHS legislation that would have denied any federal funding in Title X from flowing to Planned Parenthood of America, and it received 189 votes, including 20 members of the majority voting for it. I believe if Congress ever got around to considering the labor HHS appropriations bill this year, I sincerely believe that number would grow as public awareness has. I urge my colleagues to reflect deeply on the fundamental fairness of this issue, to support the Title X Abortion Provider Prohibition Act that would bring a change to the law. And in the appropriation cycle, if we ever get around to it in this Congress, let's take decisive action to defund Planned Parenthood.